Deus Ex, the best game in living memory, and 20 years on, I'm going to play it again. I mean, this is what lockdown has done to me. It's made me completely uninterested in the vast majority of games in my library. But one game that I really wanted to play again was Deus Ex, and it is phenomenal. If you've never played it before, trust me, you have to give this a go. The story is fantastic. The amount of paths you can go through the game, you can stealth through the game, you can just go all guns blazing. The game facilitates every path that you could ever want to take in a game and allows you to do it your way without any consequences. Well, obviously you get consequences, but you don't have to. The game doesn't shift in its focus. So if you want to stealth through one level, you can go all guns blazing 5 seconds later if you decide to. And it's just so much fun. It's brilliant. I have so many fond memories of playing this game, and I really wanted to just give it another go, really, and see if it holds up as well. Well, I know it holds up as well as I remember, but it'd be very interesting to play this from a perspective from 2021. So I'm gonna go on. Yeah, I'm gonna go on realistic difficulty, I think, for this. I've never tried that before, not at least seriously, only to mess around in, but JC Dibley. And yeah, I'm just going to see how it goes. It should be a lot of fun. I know it's brutal. You can take a shot or two and you're dead, so as you'd expect with the name realistic, but yeah, I'm going to see if I can play the entire game through this way. I haven't quite worked out what I want to do yet. I might do this as, just a complete series, or I might try and do this as a permadeath, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, as a realistic mode is quite hard, so we shall see. JC Dibley. Well, I always used to go with this skin, because, well, it's the most accurate to my actual skin tone, even though I'm white. So, right, yeah, so JC Dibley, he's going to be black, of course. Let me see about what skills I'd like to have. So, I mean, I think that pistol's always a good one to have. Low tech as well. Low tech is melee weapons. So that's always good to have, because trained gives you accuracy, damage, and rate of attack all increase slightly. So definitely want that, I think. Medicine, I mean, that's going to be critical for me for realistic mode, so I'm probably going to go with medicine as well. An agent can heal slightly more damage and reduce the period of toxic poisoning. That's really good. And lockpicking. I tend to go with lockpicking over electronics. They're kind of interchangeable to a degree, but I prefer it that way. And that gives me, well, actually I can only now pick between swimming and environmental training. Environmental training, armor, suits, camo, and rebreathers can be used slightly longer and more efficiently. I don't really use any of that stuff, so I'm going to go with swimming. Trained, the swimming speed and lung capacity of an agent increases slightly. By the way, I don't have to select any of these, and in fact I can just downgrade pistol from the start and just go out there with, I don't know, 6,000 odd skill points and just do whatever I want. But I'm going to upgrade this and go with swimming, and I'm ready to go.
Your appointment to FEMA should be finalized within the week.
I've already discussed the matter with the Senator. I take it he was agreeable. He didn't really have a choice. Has he been infected? Oh yes, most certainly. When I mentioned that we could put him on the priority list for the Ambrosia vaccine, he was so willing it was almost pathetic. This plague. The rioting is intensifying to the point where we may not be able to contain it. Why contain it? Let it spill over to the schools and churches. Let the bodies pile up in the streets. In the end, they'll beg us to save them.
I've received reports of armed attacks on shipments. There's not enough vaccine to go around, and the underclasses are starting to get desperate.
Of course they're desperate. They can smell their death, and the sound they'll make rattling their cage will serve as a warning to the rest.
I hope you're not underestimating the problem. The others may not go as quietly as you think. Intelligence indicates they're behind the problems in Paris.
A bunch of pretentious old men playing at running the world. But the world left them behind long ago. We are the future.
We have other problems.
UNATCO?
Formed by executive order after the terrorist strike on the statue. I have someone in place, though. I'm more concerned about Savage. He's relocated to Vandenberg.
Our biochem corpus is far in advance of theirs, as is our electronic sentience. And their ethical inflexibility has allowed us to make progress in areas they refuse to consider.
The Augmentation Project, among other things. But I must admit, I've been somewhat disappointed in the performance of the primary unit. The secondary unit should be online soon. It's currently undergoing preparations and will be operational within 6 months.
My people will continue to report on its progress. Necessary, the primary will be terminated.
We've had to endure much, you and I, but soon there will be order again. A new age. Aquinas spoke of the mythical city on the hill. Soon that city will be a reality, and we will be crowned its kings. Not better than kings. Gods.
I've just had a really funny idea. Well, actually, I suppose by the time you're watching this, you'll have just seen what that idea was. But yeah, the cutscene that you just saw was actually something called Deus Ex Live Action, which is, I mean, it's awesome. It came out a couple of years after Deus Ex did, and me and my friend saw it and just loved it. It's so much fun, and it's just light-hearted comedy. So I felt compelled to share it with everyone. But yeah, here we are. Back again. 10 years I did here at the BBC. No, never mind. So yeah, this is the opening level. I haven't moved yet because I do know that if I do, I will have a sequence will begin, and then I'll have to basically talk over the guy that speaks to me, and I don't really want to do that. I'm going to try my best not to speak over the other characters or too much of the oh Jesus, look at that. Some shit's going down already. But yeah, I'm going to try my best not to talk over the cutscenes too much, and you know, just keep things as they should be, really, so that you can hear the dialogue as much as you can. But yeah, one thing I've not explained actually in this game is that you are a nano-augmented agent, I suppose is the best word. So this is kind of like a cyberpunk futuristic idea of the world, you know, maybe, I don't know, 50 years from now. I'm not actually sure when it's set, but yeah, it's really cool. It's cyberpunk in its theme. Not 2077, but yeah, and it's really cool, and you kind of you'll learn more as we go on. So shall we get started? Yes, I think we should. Oh.
Heads up, JC.
Yeah.
Your brother Paul is on his way to meet you at the dock. The NSF is raiding the island and shots have been fired. I repeat, find Paul. I will monitor your situation from HQ.
Paul. There he is, there's my bro. Coming running towards me. I'm going to dive in here just to piss him off. No, the real reason I came in here is there's 2 crates under here, and a lot of people forget. Well, they don't know, I don't think, about these 2 crates, but if I remember correctly, this is a multi-tool, and this one is a bioelectric cell. Or is it a lockpick? No, it is a bioelectric cell. Get that. Look at that, I still got it. But yeah, essentially, it's quite important that you pick up as much as you can in terms of the drops early on in the game, because you can kind of, I mean, your skills are quite low, so you end up missing a lot of stuff, or rather you kind of need every bit of help you can get. So yeah, I mean, like, these 2 little items are really useful. I picked up a lockpick already, and yeah, so fuck it. I'm meant to speak to Paul, but I'm not gonna. I'm too mischievous for my own good. This is not a good idea.
Not so fast, JC. Talk to your brother before leaving the dock. He has
No,
a map
fuck
of the
him.
island.
What's he ever done for me? Is he chasing? Yeah, he's chasing me.
If you want to make a covert approach, remember the
Oh
Academy
god,
stealth
I'm gonna
force.
die, aren't I?
Stay out of their field
Stupid.
of view, walk slowly, quiet, and crouch behind cover. Or if you have to get your hands dirty, remember that a headshot is a lethal takedown.
What am I doing? This is so stupid. Oh, I should not be playing games and broadcasting it to the world. I cannot possibly take things seriously. Let's see if I can try and get these guys involved in this. Try and get some combat going with my brother. There we go. I don't want the beef. OB gets the beef. Is he? Oh, he stopped still. No, he's running. Okay. I wonder how much of this level I can do whilst he's still running around after me. Okay, that guy's there. Cool. Ooh, I've just had an idea. Okay. Aha!
Good thinking. You might be able to avoid some of the security by entering this way.
Yeah, thanks. I thought it was good thinking too. Right, okay. Let's, you know, I actually promised myself I'd play this game super seriously and take it seriously, and I've just been an idiot 5 seconds into the game. Whoa, what are you doing? Scared the shit out of me then. Wow, look at that. That is really quite a nice sight. And actually one of the things I love about the opening level is just the backdrop. And all it is, I think, is just a photo of New York City. But it's just so beautiful, and it really sets the tone for this kind of, you know, this is a terrorist activity that just happened. The Statue of Liberty got blown up, supposedly by the NSF terrorists that are here. And yeah, it's kind of got this kind of really peaceful quietness after an explosion, and there's this action going on this little island, and the rest of the city haven't got a clue about it really. I think it's really cool. Ooh, yeah. You know what? I'm going to drop a box on his head. Hey, Paul, catch! So, oh, for fuck's sake. I need that to get up here. What am I doing? I've ruined this already. I think I'm going to run this way and get a head start on him anyway. Yeah, see you later, bro. Oh, talk later. Oh, fuck. Talk later. Oh, right. I'm going to go get myself killed for sure. This is so dumb. But, whoa, how the fuck did he get so much space on me? That's ridiculous. That's perfect.
Offloading the cargo into speedboats. Our undercover man, Harley Philbin, should be somewhere out on the dock.
Shit. Ah. That's unfortunate, Paul. That is unfortunate. Oh, he can't reach me. He can't reach me. Can I squeeze through without... Oh, I don't know. He seems pretty determined to get in here. Help! Green tramp man! This is psychopathic trenchcoat guy trying to get to me. Oh, actually I wonder if I can jump on top of the table. There we go. Just pick up the fire extinguisher. Just in case. I'm not afraid to use it, Paul. So, you know, don't fuck with me. I'm gonna use you as an example. Okay, let's see what this woman's got to say for herself, shall we?
You with Philbin?
I get a cut for bringing him over.
Tell me what you know about the NSF operation.
I'm not that high level. The more elite troops, they're the ones that took over the ship and unloaded it into speedboats. I think we're supposed to be a diversion.
Ship?
That's all I know. The commander gave me a 10mm clip, a box of 30-06 ammo, and some crossbow darts, and said, keep your head down. Like I'm gonna take on your NATCO troops. Want 'em? You can have the clip for 175, the 30-06 for 300, and the darts for 50. But if I was you, I'd avoid a head-on attack altogether and not even use the key Philbin got. I'd go in the statue from the back. Less security that way.
So Philbin's got... Okay, I'm going to guess the guy in the green jacket is Philbin. Although memory serves me well, it is Philbin. So he's got a key. Well, I don't even know how much money I've got, so how can I tell you whether I'm prepared to buy any of this or not? I'm going to say no for now. And, oh, she's wandering off. Oh, that's cool. Now I can use her seat as like a barricade.
Cut it out.
Sorry, Philbin. Bum. Sorry, bum. Didn't mean to cause you any harm, but... Oh, Jesus Christ! I wasn't expecting that. It scared the crap out of me. I don't think I've got a knife yet, have I? I'll just nick this little combat knife and use this as a good opportunity to reorder my items. So, this is the inventory screen. I love the way that this game works in so many aspects, and I think I've not really played a game like it pretty much ever, I don't think, and this is why I'm just so in love with this game. So, essentially, we started off with a few items, but you can, by clicking on an item and then pressing a number on the keypad, you can select where you want it to be in your inventory, and then obviously use those numbers to select them or scroll through the mouse wheel. And I'm sure we'll be spending a lot of time on this screen because I like to obsessively reorder my entire inventory from time to time, so yeah, get used to it. Now is the time to leave if you're not going to enjoy that, because it will become a mainstay. So here we go, crossbow. So I like all of my small stuff at the front of my inventory at the top. And then I generally chuck my multi-tool lockpick medkit bioelectric cell down here. There's my lockpick. Well, actually, I'm not sure I like the bioelectric cell there. So, and these ones are normally 7, 8, and 9 at the end. Currently, I don't actually have any other guns, so I'm just going to put these other items here just for now. They're kind of useless. They're consumables. I'll use them at some point. And then my beer, my soda, and my beer. And it's cool because in this box here you have an explanation of what everything is. So even daft stuff like soda can, it just says the can is blank except for the phrase product placement here. It is unclear whether this is a name or an invitation. So yeah, and this is also what by playing this game I actually learned that 40 in American slang is, I'm going to guess it's 40 centiliters, I think it is, a bottle of alcohol. So yeah, and they say you learn nothing from playing games. Well, parents are wrong. Don't listen to them. So yeah, this is the inventory screen. You can just drop things with backspace or something like that. You also have this thing called a nano key, which is always number 0 on your item panel. And over the course of the game, you'll get a nano key ring for certain doors, and it just tells you which ones you've got here, which is really handy. Okay, health. Health is something that I think I didn't know about. I've never seen a game system that uses this before or since Deus Ex, and I'm sure there will be other games that have and will use this system. But what I love about it is that if you take a shot to the head or torso, it's critical. So if either of those goes down to 0 hit points out of 100, you are fucked. The game is over. But you can have a situation where your arms or legs get shot out and you can still operate. My favourite is a scenario where you lose both of your legs and then you actually just start crawling around on the floor and you can barely move at all. It's not as cool as it sounds. It's just more a case of you drop down to crouching height and you barely can move. No! Oh, shot me from the ground! Jesus! It's really cool. I think it would be cool if they did something where if you had an arm shot out, then the arm that you used for a weapon, or you couldn't hold, say, two-handed weapons if one of your arms was shot out. That would be cool. Sadly, they didn't implement that. It might have been difficult to code at the time. I don't know, but yeah. So that's how health works. And when you get a med pack, you can individually heal a certain body part, or you can just use the med pack and it'll spread it across. So augmentations, we talked about the idea that earlier at the start that JC Denton and his brother Paul and other characters that you'll meet later on in the game are nano-augmented agents. And essentially, you already come with a couple of augmentations that come as default. And the first one is IFF, which is just essentially the cursor on your screen. You'll notice it goes red or green dependent on whether it's friend or foe, or white if it's neutral. I think it stays white if it's neutral. So that's just apparently an augmentation. It's just a great way for the developers to have turned the lore of the game, or the game mechanics into lore and make it kind of work cohesively, which is really nice. The second default augmentation is your info link. So when Alex Jacobson, I believe it was, that was speaking to me earlier, he's doing so through an implant in my brain, essentially, which allows me to speak directly to UNATCO, which is the... I suppose it's... I can't remember what it actually stands for. I think it's... I don't know. I actually haven't got a fucking clue to think that I've played this game as much as I have, but yeah, it just allows like one-way conversation between UNATCO and me. So they'll give me instructions through my head. And the final one is the only active one that I have, is the light, and it's so useful. And I love the description for it as well. Bioluminescent cells within the retina provide coherent illumination of the agent's field of view. So everything that you use, actually, in terms of your augmentations, aside from these two, the two green ones, all the active ones use bioelectric energy. And in order to regenerate bioelectric energy, you have to use a bioelectric cell, which you can find just like every other item in the game or ammo. So yeah, that's something to pay attention to, and I'll show you this here. If we go out of the screen, on the top left of my screen it says BE and there's a meter, and that is my bioelectric energy. So as soon as I turn my light on, that meter will start to slowly go down. Right, how do we get out of this situation? Oh, can I get out of that window? Am I really doing this? This is so stupid. See you later, Paul. Oh shit, this is dumb. Okay, no, Paul, help. You deal with them, I'll see you in a sec. Oh, this is so stupid. Did he do it? Where is he? Where did he go? I'm sure I heard footsteps. Oh my god, he's there. Well, they're staring each other down, why are you not fighting him?
30 credits says I did.
Oh shit. Oh, can he see me? Does he know I'm still here? This is the weirdest Mexican standoff I've ever seen. Okay. I think he's gone. Whoops. Oh, come on! Right, good. Good. How am I going to get round him now? I wonder if I can squeeze through here. Let's save it. Right, I wonder if I can squeeze through here. Or maybe, let's see if I can bring him down the pier, shall we? I don't know why I'm so committed to this. It's the stupidest thing I could be doing right now. It's probably no good for anyone who's never played this game to be watching this, but it amuses me. So I'm gonna... there he is. Yeah, he followed me. So now I want to be kiting him from a distance. Hey bro. So, do I have to go back into the boathouse? I'm not actually sure. I'm going to attempt to run straight forward, jump over that little gap there, and then run for dear life to get away from him. Okay. Oh my god, no! Oh! So stupid! I think it's time to just talk to him. Right, let's just talk to Paul. Oh wow, we're in talking distance and he's not talking to me, is he?
I thought you were in Hong Kong.
Oh, hey Paul.
Welcome to the Coalition, JC.
Been looking for you all over the place. Find you
Think
anywhere.
I missed my brother's first day? Didn't think you'd have a choice. What's going on? The NSF. They hit one of our shipments. A few of them got away, but we trapped the rest in the statue. What are we waiting for? Looks like a textbook assault. The NSF took one of our agents hostage.
Never assault
Holding the
anyone with a
perimeter, but my
textbook.
orders are to hold back and send you in alone. I think someone high up wants to see how you handle the situation. All I've got with me is a pistol and an electric prod. I don't mind a test, but UNATCO better issue some hardware. Remember that we're police. Stick with the prod. It'll stun your opponents or knock them unconscious. A non-lethal takedown is always the most silent way to eliminate resistance. Just in case, though, Manderley wants you to pick an additional weapon. A sniper rifle, a GEP gun, or a mini crossbow.
Okay, so this is the first choice we get in the game, despite it being about 20 minutes in. It's meant to be within the first minute, but I'm a dickhead. So, yeah, so this is actually an interesting one, because I always go for either the rifle or the crossbow. No matter how I tell myself I'm going to play this game, you know, whether I want to just go and have ridiculous shootouts with the enemies, I tend to pretty much always stealth my way through problems, and I think the game is just more fun that way, at least from my perspective. However, in this level, you can find the crossbow and the sniper rifle on the bodies of enemies, so it makes sense to take the GEP gun, and also you can't actually get hold of the GEP gun until a fair bit later in the game if you don't take it now. So I'm going to select the GEP gun.
Never know when I might come up against some heavy armor. Give me the GEP gun. The GEP gun might be useful. They have a security bot on patrol near the statue entrance. Great.
You didn't mention that before. You were like,
I'm going to give you a map of the island. If you can get to the north dock, the NATCO informant will give you a key to the statue doors. He responds to the code phrase, iron and copper. You could avoid a lot of fighting, though, if you found a back way to the statue. I'll see how it looks on shore. Your primary objective is the makeshift command center the terrorists have installed at the top of the statue. But don't forget about Agent Harriman. We think he's being held on the ground floor. What are my orders when I reach the command center? Interrogate the leader. We don't yet know why the terrorists would risk an open assault.
Interesting. Okay, so let's take a look. It's super loud. I don't know if it's as loud for you as it is for me. The ambient sounds on this dock have been pissing me off when I've been trying to work out the audio levels of this game. The ambient sounds on the dock are drowning out my own voice to myself. So hopefully it's not too loud. Right, so I've got the GEP gun now, which is awesome. Let's put that as number 6. So, I've been told to go talk to some guy, which just so happens to be this one.
About time you showed up. Iron and copper. The statue is copper on an iron frame, right?
Password's enough, pal. Don't think you know something about the lady I know. My dad did tours out here.
Yeah, I bet your mum did tours out here as well on a knees or some shit.
You get your man out, take back the statue.
Just didn't know about it.
I know the commander and I don't want to see him get hurt. Here's a picture so you don't make a mistake.
Okay, so the commander at the top of the statue is a contact of this guy, so he doesn't want me to hurt him. Well, my two options, realistically, I can't promise that he's not going to get hurt, but I mean, I'm not going to intentionally hurt him, so yeah.
You can trust me.
I'll take your word. Here's the key to the front entrance. Commander's not much of a soldier. He'll surrender as soon as he sees you. I need him alive because he's my main contact at the NSF. If he's dead, I don't have much of a business.
Thanks.
Okay, cool. So there's some kind of I'm not really sure what this guy's despite having played this so many times before, I actually really don't know what his involvement is. I don't know why. So his business thrives in this shithole of a dock and shack area that he's in, apparently, if this guy at the top of the statue stays alive. So yeah, okay, so there's obviously... Why are you just... I'm just going to quick save it here. I cannot understand why Paul is just chilling with these NSF dudes. What happens if I... Let's do a 1-2 combo here, Paul. I'm going to go and spray him in the face with a fire extinguisher, and then you are going to pop a cap in his head. How does that sound? This is a stupid idea. Oh, Jesus.
Uh-oh.
Did that not work? Oh my god. Okay, alright. Brilliant. Well, I'm glad I quick saved the game. I'm just wondering though. Let's just see something for a second. I'd like to test a theory, because this has not worked in the past.
Your appointment to...
Ah, okay, right, so this is a little bug I'd actually quite like to show you. It's come up, so I may as well do so. In the game, there is this bug that's, carried over from, and it's been like this since I bought it on CD 20 years ago. So what happens is if you die, because of the way the game is created, whilst this camera's spinning and you're still lying there in the pool of your own blood, if you start a new game, you actually, that game is still active until it wipes to the main menu screen with the Deus Ex symbol loading in the background. So if you then start a new game, the game actually loads, it acts like you've just loaded the game, but it gives you 3 items that you started with at the start of a new game, in addition to the inventory that you have before. And there is a key to this, which is, in this level at least, I know that I think there are about 3 weapon modifications. So if you really wanted to, and you were so inclined, you could play the first level, collect those modifications, get yourself killed, quickly restart the game. I think you've got about 20 seconds to do so. And then, and voila, there you go, you've got your modifications still. And you can just attach them to your weapons, and so on and so forth. I don't think that you can do this multiple times in succession because it is buggy and sometimes it just doesn't work. I've never been able to work out why. But what I will tell you is that I have played this game through at least twice before. I think it's about 4 full playthroughs I've played of this game. And the second time I ever played it was, I actually just wanted to see what the final boss was like, or I loaded up the save towards the end. Messed around, just fired my guns and fired all my explosives off for a laugh. Got killed, and then just decided there and then I'll start a new game on this difficulty level. And when I did, all of my weapons, fully upgraded, had been imported from the previous save file. So I genuinely played it the second time through with high level and pre-modded weapons, which was fun actually. The sad thing is that meant that I felt very much inclined to do the game in a similar fashion to the first time round, because those weapons were already highly upgraded, so I didn't really want to mess around with a really crappy Gep gun that had no upgrades. But yeah, so I just thought I'd show you that. Anyway, unfortunately, because I've got a shit brother and he didn't back me up in any way, shape or form, and apparently a faulty fire extinguisher, which I am definitely going to get on the phone to the supplier of. I got shot in the face by an NSF terrorist, so I'm going to call it here. Hopefully that was a fun first episode, and there will certainly be many more. I'll reload the last quick save, and we'll go again from there next time. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed watching, and I shall catch you in another episode soon.